Oh wow! Didn't automatically add me. Hey, sound check, sound check. I'm not muted. Let me know if you hear me. It's always important to check the sound. I found after doing 108 live streams or so. Yes, that is the familiar but not heard recently sound of a Cayman Jack. I haven't had these on hand for a while. I think I kind of burned out on them, and then I think that when I had my incident at Tacos and Tequila where I overserved myself, I had the equivalent of 8 margaritas and wound up getting sick in the parking lot and sitting in my car for over an hour, throwing up and stuff repeatedly. I think it might have left a little bit of a negative impact. Sound is good. Okay, great. Good to hear. Let's see. The last live stream was January 19th. So what are we, about 3 weeks? 3 weeks, not bad. Most of the content I've been posting lately has been 3D printer related. I'm actually printing something again. My A1 has been working pretty much round the clock. Ironically, not printing things for me. I would say, almost, I would say 90% of the things that I have printed, I've given away, either to friends or to coworkers. I've been printing stuff and just taking it into my office and basically saying, hey, if you want it, come get it. And people want it and they come get it. But the A1 it's been great. I mean, it's such a good printer. It's so easy. You know, like I feel like I was living in a cave for all this time. You know, not messing with the bamboo printers and the new, and there's multiple printers that are like this now. But just it's a whole new world. It's so easy to do multicolor now. It's so easy. So anyways, welcome to Dust PEV live stream 109. Let me just back up here. Stan was the first one to drop a comment in here. Stan saying, this is the most anticipated live stream for me. The F22 is shrouded in mystery. So I'm looking forward to the channel's reason for taking a risk. Yeah, we will be talking about that. I don't know if it's a mystery so much as I don't know. I think there's a lot of skepticism. I would say, Stan, a lot of skepticism because Kingsong has not had a very good track record lately, and they've taken their time with the F22. You know, so much time that the F22 became the F22 Pro. That's how much time they took, because the original F22 I think was supposed to be like a 151 volt wheel, right, like a Lynx. And then they decided to scrap that and jump right to 176 volts. So we'll be talking lots and lots about that. Spartacus is here. What's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I even talked about firearms today. Since the last live stream, I bought another firearm, which I don't have quite yet. We can talk about that, though, and as the stream goes on. It's kind of early, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't have a reason to have to get up early tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. My biggest concern is I got rather poor sleep last night. For some reason, like no matter how I laid, I was getting like almost like sciatic pain in my back, and it was really annoying. So I did not get restful sleep at all. So we'll see how that translates into my endurance on a live stream. Simon is here. Channel member Simon is here. Thanks for stopping in bright and early, Simon. Brian, who was retired and then the last live stream said, maybe I'm not retired. Maybe there's a great opportunity and I'm going to do that. But it's nice to have that flexibility. Like to say, hey, well, you know, maybe I'll work, maybe I won't. It's just kind of up to me, I guess. That would be a good feeling. I'm still at the point where I need to work. Brian, have you tried non-alcoholic beer? Surprisingly good. I've had other people tell me that non-alcoholic beer tastes good. But the thing with me is I don't drink alcohol for taste. I don't think the beer typically tastes really good, actually. I drink beer and pretty much all alcohol for the effect. So, but I have heard that, Brian, that actually my one buddy who hasn't drank in, I don't know how long it's been, a couple months, maybe more. He's been drinking non-alcoholic beer, and but I mean, he likes the taste of beer. Spartacus, referring to my margarita incident. When it comes back up, it's definitely harder to get it down in the future, at least for me. Yeah. Well, like I told the story on stream at one point. I know I did, about my second honeymoon, how I got sick on rum and just had, I basically alcohol poisoned myself, more or less. But I've never drank it since. White Russians, same thing. I got sick on a combination of drinking a complete bottle of white wine myself and White Russians. I got very, very sick. So I haven't had that either. Subject. What's up, Duff and everyone? No F22 in the background? No, I did not order it soon enough from Alien Rides to make that first batch. I did order it this week. Or no, it wasn't this. No, it was actually last week, I guess. Last week, I'm not. I have to look at my email. And I'll talk about why I did it and when I did it and my thought process behind doing it, because I was originally going to wait more, but I decided to pull the trigger. Channel member Philip Arnold is here. Howdy, Duff and everyone. Howdy, Philip. Thanks for coming in. Crazy PEV is here. How you doing? Simon, wrong way, loves the F22. Yes, I'm aware of that, Simon. And that is that and other content that I've seen out there is in part responsible for my decision. And we'll talk about it. Brian Gonzalez says, hey, Duff, I remember the hype on the S20 and then the S22. Is this a replay? By the way, I still like my Kingsong S22. Yeah, I know you still have your S22, and I know you had the issues with it cutting out, which thankfully got fixed. No, I don't think this is like the S22. Because the S22 was something that was very different from anything out there suspension wise. I mean, it just blew people away because there was no wheels that looked like it. There are no wheels that had, like a motorcycle style suspension like that. Yeah, the S22 was more unique. Now the F22 is coming into a very crowded market. Its styling cues are very similar to, I would say, to veteran wheels. It looks like a Lynx, or kind of looks like a Sherman S, or I mean, it looks like those wheels. It looks like the not the Blitz, the what's the Extreme Bull wheel that's a knockoff on the Lynx. Anyways, there's a lot of wheels that look similar. Now, when you look closely, there is a major difference, and it's that it has suspension on all four corners. That is very different. So that is different. But there's a lot of things that are similar as well to existing wheels. So all things that we will dig into deeper. Sijik is interested in the Arrow and the Rocket. Really? The Rocket is who makes the Rocket? Shit, I saw that this week. Remind me, Sijik. The Rocket, the Arrow is, Nosfet's wheel, which is, it sounds interesting. The Rocket, I'm forgetting the details on the Rocket, but I'm sure once you say something, it will come back to me. So Brian is back working 20 hours. Oh, so what, you're doing the same thing you did before, Brian? Okay, so you're... Now, see, that's the thing, Brian. That kind of situation would piss me off and be the reason I would not want to go back to work. So the agreement was 20 hours, and instead you wound up working 60 hours the first week. Yeah, see, that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. PJ's here. PJ, where's Guten Abend, Herr Duff? Guten Abend. Channel member My EUC Journey is here. What's up, buddy? Thank you for coming in. Brian says, I'm glad you don't get first batch. Better to wait a bit. Yeah. Generally speaking, it is normally better to wait. Although I don't know. I guess there could be some minor changes, but I mean, I don't remember hearing anything egregious wrong with this initial run of F22s. There could be things I'm not aware of, but I'm crossing my fingers that everything will be a-okay. Stan never knew I was married. Really, Stan? Okay. I thought you were striving for the most eligible bachelor for life crown. Oh God, Stan. Yeah. No, the truth is, I was married twice. I was married the first time when I was 20. How old was I the first time? 24, 25. I don't remember. That first marriage was a mess. That was only like 3.5 years. And then the first woman I dated after my first marriage was my second wife, which is not generally a great plan to do that. Usually you want to kind of take some time, just kind of take a breath, but no. That was my second wife, and we were married for between 13 and 14 years, long time. And then I went into my relationship after a year of being single and bopping around. I went into the relationship with Cindy, and that was 8.5 years. So the Cliff Notes version is, for the majority of my life, my adult life, I've been in a long-term relationship, one or the other. So, yeah, I would not say I'm a bachelor. I'm not. I mean, I've since I split with Cindy, I've had off and ons with a few women, but I wouldn't say that I'm a experienced bachelor. I know how to do it. But it's not really my preferred way of existing, I would say. But there are positives. It is nice to not have to worry about anybody but yourself in certain situations. Philip says, I know for a while you'd been thinking of a Sherman L. Yeah, I really was. What swayed you to the F22 over the L? Reality, as far as do I need the range that the Sherman L has? No. And price, really, price was a significant factor. Alien Rides, getting the wheel from Alien Rides, they're doing me a little bit of a favor, but I mean, even if they weren't, it's $1,000 less than a Sherman L, $1,000 less. Sherman L has a 4,000 watt hour battery. This has a 3,100 and change watt hour battery. So, yeah, that was significant to me. Significant. I'm not made of money like Marty, So, PJ, I see you sent Dawn a bag of Chester's cheese puffs. Too funny. Wonder if she gave any to Mr. Crookshanks. No, my understanding is she ate them all, and that was something when I sent her that master. My master that she now is using as her master for off-road use. I threw just various things in there just to make her laugh or whatever. And I had one of those bags of those cheese puffs left, PJ, and I threw them in there, and it sounds like Dawn enjoyed them. So if she didn't thank you, I'm thanking you on her behalf. Okay, so the Rocket is an Extreme Bull wheel. I'm trying to remember then the details of it. I don't know where I had the price sheet on Facebook. Okay. Oh, I did see this. Yeah, because it was going very, very fast for a wheel, a 15-inch wheel. I saw the video. How much is it going to cost? I'm looking on the Alien Ride site. Yeah, because it's a 168 volt wheel. So that is the unique thing about it. That it's the first small factor wheel that has full size wheel voltage, 168 volts, right? It has 100 millimeters of travel. Really? I guess I can share this. Let's present. Share the screen. We'll share this screen. And we'll blow this up. And we'll make me small. There we go. So, yeah, remember I saw the video. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot in a small factor wheel. And it says it's 28 kilograms net weight. Okay, so it's what, less than 70 pounds. 1,500 watt hour battery. It has a race mode. So do you want that in a 15-inch wheel? Really? I don't know. Do you? I don't know that I do. And they don't have the price listed. Alien Rise at least does not have the price listed. So, yeah, I did see that. But I remember kind of scratching my head, thinking like, okay, well that's a lot of specs for a small wheel. But do I want that? I don't know. And it looks like it's mid-mount suspension too, which I generally am a fan of. So. Stan says the F22 seems to be Kingsong's best offering in a mighty long time. The problem I see is its side panels cutting into your inner legs. Well, I think wrong way I mentioned that. Typically that kind of stuff isn't a problem for me just because the way that I ride. I'm bow-legged and my normal riding stance has my legs not touching the wheel very much at all, the body of the wheel. So I don't think it'd be a big deal for me. But all wrong way I did was just put like that bumper padding over that edge, and it was fine. So I'm not really worried about that. So, but that's a minor issue that I think can be easily worked around. Sijic says it's a last mile wheel that's very sturdy and packs a punch that doesn't weigh over 60 pounds. No, it probably weighs over 60 pounds, but I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. First of all, I'd like to know what it costs, because that carries some weight with me. I'd like to know what the projected cost is of that wheel. But yeah, the combination is interesting. But it's kind of like I don't know, like if you buy anyone remembers the Yugo, the old shitty car, the Yugo. It's like buying a Yugo and put a Corvette motor in it. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. So Brian's still doing AI. Learned about Notebook LM from you, by the way, and recently met the development team. Oh wow, awesome, dude. Marty said something about, and I haven't gotten a chance to verify this or mess with this, but Marty said something about like there's a new feature they added in Notebook LM where you can messing with my mic, where you can like I don't know, like you can stop the commentators or you can interact with them in a different way or something. The way he explained it didn't make sense. So, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't done an AI recap recently. I guess I could do one and take a look at it. The last live stream was so freaking long, I didn't bother because once the live streams get to be a certain length, like the conventional free tools that I use don't work anymore. So I didn't even want to bother because the last live stream, I don't know if you guys remember, was 4 hours and 42 minutes. I'm not looking to go 4 hours and 42 minutes tonight. I don't think my eyeballs will survive that. The guy, I don't recall seeing you on a live stream before, the guy, but welcome. What's replacing your V4? Well, basically the F22 Pro. Because once I got rid of the V4, I don't own any 20-inch wheels anymore. Not at all. I have my 16-inch Patton, my 22-inch V13, my V10F, which is that technically a 16-inch wheel or an 18-inch wheel? I think it might be 18. And my M10-3 and my don't forget the Inmotion E20, which is that's just in a class of its own. Simon, the Rocket is $21.99 on Next Gen Mobility. Yeah, see, that's too much. I don't. Yes, it's good specs, but it's too much to me. I don't know. I don't know. $2,200 for a 15-inch wheel. It has a lot of good specs. I just question those specs in that small of a footprint. Peter Larson, I've got a Kingsong 16X. I used to have a Kingsong 16X. It's a great wheel, really good wheel. I've only been in the EUC scene for 3 months. Am I regularly pushing? Oh, you are already regularly pushing against a 31 mile an hour speed limit? How do I know when it's time to upgrade? Well, it's a matter of how important speed is to you. I mean, even when I'm riding my higher end wheels, I ride, high 20s, low 30s would be like a normal speed for me, I would say. But if you have the desire to go faster, then obviously you would want to upgrade. If you buy any of the modern wheels, your top speed that you could cruise is probably more in the lines of 50 miles an hour. The question is, would you want to do that? Personally, me, no. I've touched 50 for a brief period of time, and I don't like going that fast on a unicycle. It doesn't excite me. Some people get a real rush out of it, and but for me, I'm not looking for EUCs to give me huge adrenaline rushes. I can do that other ways. Drugs. Okay. Whoops. Pinoy, do you play singles in pickleball? We only play doubles here all the time. Looks like the screen is shaking. Because the printer is going right now. And one of the things with the A1, I'll get to your question in a second here, Pinoy, is it goes very fast. And because it's going very fast, there's a lot of inertia. So it creates a lot of vibration. So the table it's on shakes. This is a big, sturdy workbench, but it shakes. I have my headphones hanging on that workbench, and the headphones were touching my desk. So that vibration was transmitting through the headphones into the frame of the desk. Now that I've just put the headphones on the floor, it looks like that shaking has gone away. So yeah, A1s do shake for sure. So anyways, Pinoy, before I started having injury issues, I've been dealing with IT band problems for 3 months now. I did play singles, and I enjoy singles. But it is definitely harder on the body, and I'm trying to just get by just playing doubles at this point without re-injuring myself significantly. But I do enjoy singles. But the part I like about singles is the only person you can blame is yourself, right? When you're playing doubles with someone, someone's having a bad day. You can lose because that person, is not performing well, or I could be not performing well. And like I have an issue. Like if I'm screwing up and playing doubles, I feel bad, and I think I'm actually harder on myself playing doubles because I don't like the idea of letting the other person down. So to answer your question, I enjoy singles. I've played a decent amount of singles, but right now I'm not playing any singles, just doubles. Doubles, like I played this morning. 95% of the games are doubles, at least around here, and anywhere I go, it's doubles. Okay, so Brian says regarding that, ask a question to the podcaster, that you can ask a question, the podcaster stops and then answers in real time. Really? Okay, I'll have to mess with that, Brian. We got a $5 super chat from Blue Collar Jose. Thank you, Blue Collar Jose is a channel member. Blue Collar Jose, did you get a gifted membership the last time? Because Simon bought gifted memberships last time. I think you might have been one of the ones that got it. I'm not quite sure. But thanks, man. That's really generous. I did set another chat goal. What was it? 5 teal super chats. What are teal ones? Oh, teal are the $5 ones. And I did replenish my. What is this? What? No. Almost sent a super chat to myself. I did replenish my tequila supply, so I do have more tequila. Okay. Simon. Oh, to Peter Larson. It's time to upgrade if you're hitting the beeps regularly on the 16X. Yeah, I mean, if you are hitting it regularly, that is annoying and potentially dangerous. So, yeah, some people just enjoy going fast. Sijic. What made you sell the V4 to Dawn? I did sell to her. I gave it to her. And it was a combination of things. Like I was having issues. I talked about the issues I was having converting that to tubeless. I got a tubeless tire on there, but I could never get it to seat correctly. It wasn't leaking air, but I couldn't get it centered either. And I wrote it off to the motor, that rim is not designed for tubeless. It's not as deep as a tubeless rim normally would be. Although the TNT tubeless tire did seal on there, it never was quite right. Dawn was having issues with her V2 Master that she uses for dirt. And I just said to her, hey, if you want this V4 Master, you can have it. And I sent it to her. So, yeah, no money changed hands in that deal. Stan says, the Rocket is perfect for the city. I like to have 3 EUCs, small, medium, and large. Okay. Well, a 15-inch wheel that's 168 volts, what would you call that? Medium? Or would you call that small? I don't know. I call a small wheel my M10-3. I call a medium wheel like my Patton. And I call large my V13. Spartacus, W on the donation. Yes, thank you again, Blue Collar Jose. You guys are always very generous. Very, very generous. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, if there's anyone in the live stream right now that is not a subscriber to my channel, not a member, a subscriber, which is free, obviously, just hit the subscribe button. I am, let me see, where am I? I can't tell there. I am 16 subscribers away from 15,000. And that's been a little goal of mine for a little while. So I'm getting very, very close. But if you're out there and you are not a subscriber, do me a solid and subscribe. Get me closer. Stan says, I've seen suspension tables for inertia. I've seen them too. And I think another thing that you can do is, and I actually did this with my old print farm setup that I had at my old house, is I had these patio stones. I think there were 3 feet. No, they weren't 3. I think they were 2 feet by 2 feet patio stones that I put on the bench, and then I put the printer on the patio stone, and that again was a way to reduce vibration. So even though the A1 creates tons of inertia and vibrates a lot, it does this weird calibration routine before every print where it somehow, and I don't know how it works, but it somehow adjusts itself to account for the vibration, and it prints great. I mean, it prints perfectly, and it's fast as hell. Sejic says, any plans to upgrade any of your gear? Just saying, the Urbane Nox Pro 2 is legit. What is that? I don't know what that is. Urbane. The short answer is no. I'm not. I haven't been looking to update any gear. Pro 2, Pro MK2. What is it? It's a shirt. It's oh my goodness. All right, I'll show you guys what this is, because you may not know what this is either. This is a $240 shirt. I assume it has gear in it, like pads. Size 4XL. What? It's kind of big, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's fully padded. My biggest thing with that kind of stuff down here is, oh God, not already, is 9 months out of the year, it's just hot and humid as hell, and wearing that kind of stuff is, yes, it's, and it sounds stupid. It's like, oh, it's too hot to wear. Well, it's better than eating shit and getting wrecked because you don't have enough gear on, right? But I don't know, wearing that kind of stuff down in Florida is not common. Let me just say that. Like all the riders over in Miami that I rode with, I never saw anyone wear this kind of stuff. So I'm not saying it's not a good idea. But I don't, it's there are challenges to wearing that kind of gear in Southwest Florida. Okay, where are we? Stuart says, no shots tonight. I'm considering, Stuart Ross, another channel member. I'm considering a Patent S, get from a company called Personal Electric Transport in UK. Really? I haven't heard of them. For $29.95, delivery end of March. I know you love your patent. Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know what the exchange rate is between the UK and the United States nowadays. But that's okay. Last time I checked, the Patent S on eWheels was, let's see, it was like 2,900, I think. Okay, eWheels has the Extreme Bull rocket. I guess I should share this again. They have the rocket on here, $22.99. All right, so let's look at the rocket here for a second, since it's here. The production isn't even until April, so it's going to be a long time until you even see it. Yep, mid-mount suspension. Okay, 62 pounds, it says. Similar shocks to the Commander Pro. 100 millimeters of travel. That's the same travel on the F22 Pro, ironically. And it's also interesting that it has a C40 motor. C40 motor is what is on a EX30. So that's interesting. 50S batteries. It has one of those little flip up annoying trolley handles. Okay, sure. So what is this? Is this supposed to be like the next iteration of the Falcon, basically? Because size-wise, it seems kind of similar to a Falcon. Tubeless 9090. Okay, so it's kind of a fat little tire on it too. Interesting. Oh, okay. Here's the snazzy 3D graphic. It looks like a new headlight. Okay. I mean, visually it looks good, right? That's a good looking wheel. Okay, so here's a question. What differentiates the Rocket from other competitors in its size, like the A2, Falcon, and Arrow? The key draw is its high top speed, giving its wheel size of over 40 miles an hour. Do you want to go over 40 miles an hour on a wheel that size? Do you? I don't know. And I guess they're pitching it that like not that you necessarily want to go that fast, but that gives you more overhead, so you're less likely to run into the ceiling. You're less likely to run into the ceiling of performance when you have a higher top end, which that is true. So yeah, okay, we'll see. Just another entry in the ridiculous amount of wheels that have come out in the last 365 days. It's too much. It's too much. I forgot to read this super chat. Oh, okay. You're right. I did. I'm sorry. Hold on, Blue Collar Jose. Duff, you have dealt with problems with cops when riding your EUC. I can't find anything EUC specific. No, I've been riding EUC since 2016. I've never had a situation with law enforcement at all, ever. And I've ridden through passed tons of them. They never give me a second look. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They have looked, just like everybody else. Like, what the F is that? But no, I never had anyone give me a hard time about it. But I also try to make sure that I'm riding in a manner that does not draw undue attention to myself as well. So that helps. Some people don't seem to care about that so much. PJ, what am I printing on the A1 right now? I am printing one of the Mantas, which I've shown that on my social media. Hold on. Let's see if I can bring this up. Photos. It looks like this, except it's red. It's like a deep red. I'm going to share my screen. That's what I'm printing right now. It's a cool manta ray. It has like amazing articulation built into it. It's a one-piece print. I mean, you pick it up and it just like folds over your hand like paper. I mean, the articulation is so good on that model. I love it. I got that off of STL Flicks. It's kind of a spoof on Netflix, STL Flicks, where it's a subscription deal. You can either pay monthly or yearly. I paid for an entire year because you get a big savings doing that. And they have all kinds of really, really cool models like this. And because of the way that the A1 works with Bamboo Lab Studio, when you go into STL Flicks and you see a model you like, there's a little button that has a drop down and says "Open in Bamboo Studio." Hit that button, it automatically opens Bamboo Studio, pulls down the file, loads it in. You do a couple tweaks if needed to change colors and stuff, and just send it to the printer. It's super easy, super cool. Stan, is the rocket water resistant? Yeah, who knows? Who knows, Stan? Begode has been pushing water resistance with a lot of their wheels, saying that they're not waterproof but very water resistant. Extreme Bull, not so much. You don't see Extreme Bull talking about that so much, but who knows? Oh, okay. Well, Simon just answered the question. It's IP66, which is pretty good. Stan, I love the design, but I'm not familiar with the Extreme Bull quality. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's been hit and miss with Extreme Bull quality. I think much like Begode, it's gotten better over the years. I remember EVs being, that was Albert, right? EVs being disgusted with the bird nest wires and refused to sell their products. Yeah, it's definitely better than it was. I don't think it's fantastic, but I think it's definitely better than it was. That would be my opinion. Although I've never owned an Extreme Bull wheel. I've never ridden an Extreme Bull wheel. So this is just based on opinions I've seen from other people out there, or other people I know that have ridden them. Sijic says his concern would be you run through battery so quick on the rocket that you would be on your face before you hit the top speed. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. Kevin Jackson was gone. Charlie M. What do you think about the headlight on the F22 being so important for features of the wheel? Like charging, the single button that does it all. Over time, the pivoting that is interesting. Yeah. I don't know that that's the best decision. Those of you that aren't familiar on the F22, I don't know I'm looking at the pictures on Alien Rides right now. I don't know that they show that anywhere. I don't think so. Well, maybe you can kind of see this. Here's the headlight. You can see the top of the headlight here, and that's the power button. Power button's on the headlight, right? Seems like it could technically be vulnerable, and the charging ports are on the bottom of the headlight, so it's more accessible to reach. It's easier to reach, and you do have the crash bar that is leading in front of the light, but still. In a bad crash, I think there could be some problems there. Worst case scenario, I guess you just replace the light fixture, but there's all kinds of other stuff tied into it. It's definitely not just a regular light. And then behind the light, which seems kind of awkward to reach, like there's a little rubber cap or lip or whatever. Pull it back, and then there's two USB ports, and then what's that other port that's there? It's an XT. I don't know what it's an XT port. I don't know. I don't remember which designation it is, but there's and I don't even know what that port's for. I'm not sure what that would be for. So there's some. That's one of the multiple different things about this wheel. Even though it does take some cues off of other modern wheels, there are some important differences about that we'll talk about soon. Crazy IPEV. To Blue Collar Jose, the cops around where I live in New Hampshire are pretty decent. I've stopped and talked to a few, as well as me being around them. Oh, as well as me being me around them. He's riding at 35 miles an hour at times, no issues. Yeah, it's kind of you just never know. It depends where you live. Stan, why is eWheels not advertising the F22 on their site? Stan, I think I talked about this in the last live stream. Maybe I didn't. The reason that is, let's go back to here. The reason that is because Jason has made a conscious decision to not sell the F22, at least initially. I guess with all of the issues related to the S22. And I guess there's been some other issues with the other wheels, like the S16 and S19, that I wasn't really aware of. But it seems to me that he has a rather sour taste in his mouth. So I think he's kind of taking a wait and see attitude about it. Like if the wheels comes out and it's well accepted, doesn't seem to have any major problems, then maybe they will start selling it. But yeah, no, they are not selling it at all currently. And typically, I've given Jason a good amount of business over the years, and I would usually steer my business towards him, but he's not selling this wheel. Alien Rides is, and also Jayden Alexander. Where did you say he got it? Not Rev. Was it Rev Rides or no? What's James Van Crofton's UC dealer? I always forget the name of it. Oh, something mobility. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, they're selling it as well. Blue Collar Jose, what? You just gave me another super chat, Blue Collar Jose. Jeez, dude. I don't know if has anyone ever done 2 super chats on a stream? Maybe. Not often, though. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Are you going to do a group ride in California or host one in Florida this year? I haven't given any thought to that. I was in California so much last year, I don't know. I have no idea what my California plans will be this year. I haven't thought about it. Hosting one in Florida, as far as hosting one, most of the riders around here are on the east coast of Florida. There's not a lot where I live. I don't know, Blue Collar Jose. It could be interesting. I would probably get some decent participation if I try to organize something out here. I don't know. It feels like my life is busy enough as is without doing that kind of stuff, which may or may not be true. You can always make the time to do something. It's a matter of prioritizing it, right? Jose asks to Crazy Eyes, do you ride in the sidewalk or the street? Just for myself, I'm normally on the street. There's situations where I do have to ride sidewalk. Leo's here. What's up, buddy? Hey, better late than never. Go Eagles. That's right, man. Those of you that are not football fans, you may not know that the Philadelphia Eagles, who is the team that I have supported forever, are in the Super Bowl tomorrow. And yes, I will be watching it. And yes, I hope they win. And because if they don't, then that means the Chiefs will be the first NFL team to ever win 3 Super Bowls in a row. So it'd be cool if the Eagles could stop that streak. We'll see. PJ, Dawn is becoming a master V4 hoarder. Well, no, she's a master hoarder, not a master V4 hoarder, unless she's gotten another one that I'm not aware of. But mine is the only V4 she has. The other 2 that she has are V2s. So if you, Marty, Roger, or any of the other guys have extra, send one to me. We need to cure her of her illness. Don't be an enabler. Yeah, Dawn has more wheels than I do at this point. I'm still holding at 5 wheels. When the F22 comes in, I'll have 6. She has more than that, I think. Yeah, she does. Stan, I would attend a Florida swamp ride. Yeah, that's the one. That is something unique that I can offer here that not a lot of people have experienced, riding in the swamp, which I've not done in a long time. The F22, that's one of the places I would take it. I've not been there in a long time. Not for a while. Okay, I'm going to go get a Cayman Jack. Do I need to entertain you while I do this? I don't think so. Do I? I'm just trying to think of if I have anything entertaining. Let's see. I posted this video today. Let me do this. I'll start it for you just to give you a feel. Stop that. Sound on. Okay, I'll be back in not too long. And hopefully you can hear this. Wow, that was great. You probably heard, I don't know, you probably didn't even hear the sound, right? You didn't hear anything. I started it, but I didn't bring it to the stage. So you probably did not hear a thing, right? So instead, you got radio silence. Sorry about that. It's not like I've done 108 of these. Like I know what I'm doing. Crazy Eye says that he rides his wheel everywhere, street mostly, then off road next. Stay off the sidewalks. I find people, kids, and animals walking more of a hazard than cars. Yeah, that's true. Larry, channel member Larry who lives in California. Larry just finished uploading a stupid video. So anyone that's a member on Larry's channel, hop on over there and you can look at the video that he made. I wouldn't call it stupid, Larry. It'll be available. Oh, it's okay. It's not there yet. It'll be available in about 15 minutes. I didn't mention that I'm getting the F22 Pro from Alien Rides. I got this shirt. And a hat. And when I ordered, what did I get from them? Oh, I think I ordered parts for my V13 from them, and they threw in this swag as part of it, which was nice. I appreciated it. Oh, another thing that I've got since the last live stream is I got a PID Zoom charger. The one that has the big range, where it goes all the way up to 178 volts. The same one that Dawn reviewed. I'm waiting to get the additional adapters for it, but I do have that that I'm going to be checking out and using. The PID Zoom charger seems pretty cool. Stan, in reference to the Super Bowl, nobody will stop Taylor Swift. Oh my God, I'm so sick about hearing about Taylor Swift. Dale, who was not a channel member last live stream, is now been reestablished as a channel member. Dale from Australia. Dale, also known as the Electric Unicycle, Electric Unicyco, is here. Welcome, Dale. Somniac, what makes the V4 the V4 and the Master? A number of things. The V4 Master has Metairie. Metairie is a combination of metal and battery, I think. The V4 Master has metal battery boxes. The V4 Master has different linkage. The V4 Master has a EX30 system board in it. And the V4 Master has higher performance 50S batteries in it. So there's a number of improvements with the V4 Master. And the V4 Masters is affordable, $2,000 or less. So, whereas the V2 Master was 50Es, it was plastic battery boxes, worse linkage. So, there's a lot of things that they improved with the V4. Okay, Larry's video is only a minute long. If it's only a minute long, why is it taking 15 minutes to upload, Larry? What the heck, man? You still having internet problems or what? Hey, George is here. Yeah, George owned a Master V4. And he just basically said what I said. Same board as EX30 and 50S batteries. As far as the performance, it was super smooth, super reliable until the tube blew. Then it didn't feel so reliable. But the wheel itself, it had great power. It's very easy to go fast on that wheel. Crazy Eye has not posted any videos all winter. Really? It's too bad. Charlie M, what do you think of the Velo heads-up display projector for sale on Alien Rise? All right, let me look. Let me see if I can find it. It's like on their homepage, or is it? I'm looking for it. Maybe I can search for Velo. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this more than Jack was pushing a projection system. I don't even remember what it's called. I don't know what his affiliation is with them, but it's like a projector. I don't know if it's an LED, if it's a laser. I don't know. That projects your speed on the ground in front of you, which in theory sounds nice, but when I found out that it basically is only viewable at night, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if you ride primarily at night, or you ride a lot of night or dark situations, okay, I guess that might be okay. But for me, I ride at night very, very infrequently, so it'd be kind of worthless. This, which I will actually share this now. This is a heads-up display that actually. Oh wait, is this the same thing? Oh, oh shit. Okay, this looks like the same thing Jack was talking about. Okay, just bear with me. I'm just looking. I was thinking that it was something that actually did a heads up, like in your helmet. Yeah, so this is the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well then the same thing would apply to this. If it's only visible at night, I would not be interested. Um, if you ride a lot of, because I think it is like if they had something that was actually a strong laser that would be visible at night, I think it'd be great to be able to have the speed projected on the ground in front of you, that you don't have to look down between your legs to check your speed. I think that would be a really good thing. It's just a matter of if it's visible in daylight or not, and I have a feeling it probably is not. But someone might correct me. I don't know. But I think when I read the details about the one that Jack was doing a video on, that it was not visible at during daytime. George posted his first video in a while. You got the winter blues as well, George? I haven't posted a lot of EUC videos. I haven't written an EUC in 2 weeks, if I'm being honest. Have I? No. Nope. I don't know, had shit going on. Blue collar Jose liked my new word, metaries. Yeah, I mean, I've only had one and a third Cayman Jack, so I'm definitely not drunk. So it's probably more like I'm tired, I would think. Crazy Eye says the batch 2 master was 3,200 when you got it. Really? Oof. Oof. Well, you know. Some things do come down in price in the EUC world. Not a lot. Most prices seem to go up, but yeah. Larry says this 1 minute video is high quality. Just started the upload when I logged on. Actually took about 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so Crazy I put the V4 board in your master, which is an EX30 board. Crazy Eye says the heads-up displays are nice, but money. Yeah, they said it was $179. So, I mean, it's not cheap, but I just question the usability in daytime. That's all. Yes, Charlie's saying this is the one that Jack posted a video of. Okay. Charlie's saying we haven't seen any content about the projection in the sunlight. Yeah, I think there's a reason for that, Charlie. Probably is a reason. No, yeah, Viking, yeah, a Viking, another channel member. Thank you for stopping in. I didn't hear Jack mention that it worked with Kingsong. I think he said it did actually. One wheel did not work with. Was it Veteran Wheels? There was one manufacturer it did not work with. It might be Veteran, or no, it was Inmotion. It doesn't work with Inmotion wheels. Why? I don't know. I guess, however, it's getting the speed. I don't know how it's connecting to get the speed number, but I guess Inmotion does not allow that. Oh, Charlie just I guess I should read ahead. Charlie just reiterating what I just said. Just a quick mention, we have almost 40 people in here. Now we have 40 people in here. If you're in the stream and you are not a channel subscriber, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm about 14 or 15 people, 14 or 15 subscriptions away from 15,000 subscribers on my channel. So, yeah, it doesn't cost anything. So if you're not a subscriber, think about hitting that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And if you don't want to subscribe, just hit the like button because that helps promote the stream as well. Sijic says, I wonder why they only sell up to the V3 and E-wheels and it's $3,000. I don't know. I heard that the V4, they're not making V4s anymore. Let me look on E-wheels quickly. I thought I had E-wheels up already. I do. Let's see. It is weird that they would sell the Master V3, right? Why would you not be selling the latest and greatest iteration other than it's just leftovers? Okay, well now they had the Master V2/3. What does that mean? Is the V2/3 the same? For $22.99, so it's less, but it's still not as good of a deal as the because when I got my Clark Racing V4, it was like $2,000 with all that cool Clark pad stuff. So in stock, yeah, it's weird that he's not selling the latest and greatest version, but he's also has Begode EX20S's on here still, which are, I mean, how old are they? 3 years old? More than that, probably. I don't know who would pay $3,400 for that wheel at this point in time, but interesting. Blue Collar Jose, you just did another super chat. All right, now you've officially set the record because I was questioning if there's ever been two people or one person that's done two super chats in a live stream. I know there's never been one that's done three. So he's trying to single-handedly hit my goal of, what was it, 5? So I take a shot, I guess. Blue Collar Jose, you think EUCs will go up in prices if the tariffs in China take effect? You would think so, right? Who knows? I mean, there's so much posturing with that. Who knows? You know. And we've had this discussion on multiple live streams before. The whole ridiculous usage of tariffs, it being presented like it's like you're punishing these other countries, you're punishing China, by you're going to slap these tariffs on their goods, right? But the reality is China doesn't pay the tariffs. They just pass those increased prices over to the consumer, us. So we pay it. So I mean, it's just the whole thing just makes me shake my head. But anyways, yes, Blue Collar Jose, there is a possibility that the prices could go up. I've not heard any concrete numbers, but it is possible. Viking says, I like all future tech add-ons. It's interesting, yeah. I'd be much more interested in something that puts a heads-up display in front of my face. I would like that more because that would be night and daytime viewable. Insomniac says, I want to know what Leaper Kim's next move is. What ideology will carry on to their next model? I think we had this discussion in the last live stream. Like, I questioned if Leaper Kim would even look at doing a small format suspension wheel now that the NOSFET Aero is there. Because Black Cobra, he was in the last live stream. He said that Leaper Kim owns NOSFET. I don't know that. I don't think they own them 100%, but they probably own the majority of NOSFET. So if that's the case, then that means they are profiting from NOSFET sales. And if that's the case, does it do them any good to introduce a competitive wheel to the NOSFET Aero? I don't know. Obviously, Begode thinks it is, the way that they do business. They're constantly cannibalizing wheels back and forth, their own wheels. So I don't know. Stan says, are EUCs the only tech that doesn't have steep discounts for older wheels? I have browsed many EUC stores, and the older EUCs are still costly. It depends. Like, I don't understand the point of having a Begode EX20S on your site anymore. Hell, give it away and write it off at this point, or sell it at a very, very steep discount, because no one's going to pay that for that wheel. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he even has e-wheels. I'm still looking at their stock. He has Begode Heroes on there, a Begode Hero for $2,700. I mean, that's just, they're not gonna pay that. They're just not. And you can still get a brand new Kingsong S22 as well. Did you know that? Brand new one, $2,200. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a dealer. Spartacus says, last time Trump did the tariffs in his first term, EUC prices went up. Yeah. Yes, they did. Stan says, in your opinion, Librachem will have a good fight against Begode moving forward. Begode seems to have figured out plush suspensions with the Panther, which Librachem scored. Yeah, the Panther suspension is supposed to be great. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Stan. I know Begode does not like Librachem, so I don't know. We'll see. Crazy Eye PEV. With EUC racing growing like it is, I see more performance and higher voltages coming. Did anyone see the video that Johnny Go Vroom put out? And it was basically talking about how manufacturers seem to be pushing wheels and emphasizing higher performance, higher speed, lighter, better for racing. And his point, and it's a point that I generally agree with, is that it seems like the manufacturers are putting a lot of emphasis on what in reality is a small segment of the UC community. I think people that go super fast, people that race, I think they get a disproportionate amount of attention and social media coverage, because going fast is cool, and jumping is cool, racing is cool. But I think in reality, the vast majority of the EC community would rather have wheels that are safe, reliable, have quality of life features, that kind of stuff, easy to work on. So his point was, it seems like there's too much emphasis on high-end race-ready wheels, or wheels you can race, and I kind of agree. So. And that just kind of speaks to what Crazy Eye was saying, that he says it's growing. It is growing. But again, if you look in the big picture, I mean, the percentage of people that race EUCs is minuscule, right? It's minuscule. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let's see. Crazy Eye says the little wheels were done to death in 2024. Yeah, I guess. Begode has the A2 Pro, A2 Super Pro, the Falcon, the Future, the Inmotion I don't know what's it called, the V9 or the E25, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, there have been a lot of little wheels. Sijic says, I don't think Librachem would just move aside and let NOSFET take over. No, I don't think they would do that. I mean, I think the Apex is a different kind of wheel than anything that's in Librachim's collection, and I think the Arrow is as well. Whereas with Begode and Extreme Bull, there's wheels that step on each other's toes consistently. Blue Collar Jose is having a hard time deciding which wheel to get. Well, that's understandable. There's just so many options out there. Hold on. So many options. So yeah. And just look at me. I mean, I was back and forth about what wheel I wanted to get next for a while. It was the Sherman L, and then I was thinking about the Panther, and I was talking about the F22 Pro. So there's a lot of options out there, and as anything, it's just a matter of what's important to you. Some people really like high quality wheels. Some people really want a wheel that can go as fast as possible and restricts them very little. And they want a Begode wheel, right? If you're really into safety features and a wheel that does as much as possible to keep you safe, Inmotion wheels are pretty good at that, I would say. So it's just a matter of what is important to you. Okay. Man of Wonder. I don't know that I've ever seen you on the live stream before. Welcome. It is I, MOW, Man of Wonder. It's interesting to make such a proclamation, Man of Wonder, but welcome. Charlie says, have you heard of the Moto IE6? It could be something you like. I've been toying with the idea of getting one. There are a few YouTube reviews. It seems okay, but a beta version of the tech really. Okay, let me look it up. No, I've not heard of it. Moto IE6. MotoI.com. Oh, okay. So that's what I was describing. A heads-up display that goes in the helmet. Mm-hmm. But $499. I like my tech. I like my toys. I don't know that I will like it that much. But yeah, that's kind of thing that seems to me like that would be a good solution. Citric would pick up an S22 for $800. Yeah. Steph One Wheel. Is it Stefan or no? It's Steph One Wheel. What's up, Duff? What's up, Steph? Welcome to the live stream. Spartacus agrees that deciding on a wheel these days is crazy. Way back when I started, it was much easier. Only 4 years ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We talked about this before on live streams as well. It used to be, you would get, I don't know, half a dozen wheels a year that would come out, maybe, and yeah, it was a much slower turnover than it is now. Now it's happening at a ridiculous speed, so it is hard. That's why, like, when people come on here and they say they've had the same wheel for like 4 years, I'm dumbfounded because I think it's just based on my perspective, because I've bought and sold so many wheels and I've turned them over on a consistent basis. The idea of someone that buys a wheel and is actually satisfied with it for a prolonged period of time just seems like a very novel idea to me. But it's a good thing, right? And it's definitely more financially prudent for sure. Spartacus is more about range over speed. More volts means less miles per charge, and I'm all about the miles. That's true. Remember when like the higher voltage wheels started coming out, 134 volt wheels, and there was people saying that 134 volt wheel and then 168s were actually better on mileage, like more efficient mileage wise when you compare watt hours to voltage, and that has proven to not be the case. I know Marty has said that his thought on that was the reason was the higher voltage wheels are able to go faster, more comfortably, and that translates into less range. But there's been numerous comparisons where that really is not the case. So I don't know. I don't need to go far enough, consistently enough that it really matters to me. So if I can get 50 miles out of a wheel, that's fine. That's fine for me. George says, the one thing that ruined the EUC for me, all the wheels were getting faster and crazy. The fun group rides weren't there anymore. It turned into a pissing match on who can go faster. Well, that's true, George. But I also think that is a. I remember I did videos years ago talking about group ride dynamics, right? And this was years ago when wheels were not this fast. And I think it's more of a product of human nature, George. When a bunch of people get together, adrenaline junkies, they want to see who can be the most outrageous, who can be the most dangerous, who can do the craziest thing, right? I think that's what happens, like one-upsmanship, basically. When you get a big group together, you get a bunch of those personalities together, and that's what happens. That's one of the reasons that I generally don't look for that kind of environment, because I'm not looking to do that, and I don't really like seeing people take those kind of chances, potentially endangering themselves or someone else. So, yeah, like when I was over at that ride, with Dawn in Miami, I mean, there was some crazy shit that was going on there. And no one was hurt, but there were a number of close calls on that ride. Cedric, do you think wheels would sell more if there were more brick and mortar stores where people can have hands-on experience? No, because I think for most people, learning electric unicycle is a process. So someone can just walk in there and get a good feel for it in a normal way. So I don't know. I don't see it as a conventional retail product, Cedric. Stefan Wheel loves the Lynx and the L. I like the L more than the Lynx. I did that 90-mile ride out in California on the L, and it was great. Viking, I would not be surprised Libra Kim owns NOSFET. It felt like offering to the jumping off-road crowd. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just basing it on what Black Cobra said. I understand that I think he got that information when he's over in China. So I can't say it's 100% accurate, but that is what he said. Christopher Hart. I don't know if I've seen you in a live stream before, Christopher. What wheel do you prefer, the Veteran Lynx or the Begode Blitz? 134 volt. To do what? Off-road? I mean, I use this scenario a lot. If someone would say I could have either one of those wheels for free, a Blitz or a Veteran Lynx, I would take a Lynx, personally. But lots of people like their Blitzes, even though, again, that was a wheel that was made obsolete very quickly. Somniac says, I wonder if Leaper Kim is doing anything with the design to mitigate chassis flex. That's about the only true flaw Leaper Kim wheels have. Again, I guess I need to hop off the chat and talk about the F22, because that is one of the things that potentially is better with an F22 because of its design flex, as in less of it. Christopher Hart, why are you getting the F22? Okay, let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to quickly go through the chat and just pick pertinent things. Hold on. Rexy World is leaning towards a Kingsong F22 Pro. Yes, I will give it a different kind of experience than someone like Wrongway, for sure. Christopher says, Duff is the best Florida EUC YouTuber. Well, there's not a lot of Florida EUC YouTubers, are there? Well, Johnny is, right? Johnny, I think Johnny lives in the Panhandle or something. But thank you, Christopher. Geek Boy rides his 18XL 3 to 4 days a week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, I had an 18XL as well. It was a great wheel. Great wheel. Let's see. All right. Scrolling down here, scrolling down. If I'm not popping your comment up, it's not because I don't appreciate it. It's just because I'm trying to get a little bit current so I can talk about more in detail why I ordered an F22 Pro. Okay. And Zweem's talking about the chassis flex. Okay. So anyways, when I have been considering wheels, as I talked about earlier, the Sherman L was on that list. Great wheel in every way. I have had a lot of firsthand experience with it when I was out in California. So I knew I liked the wheel. I liked it more than my Sherman S. My Sherman S. What I didn't like is the price. $4,500. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for me for a high range wheel for someone that doesn't have the need to go long range. It's nice to have that ability, but the reality is I don't need to go that far, and that's a lot of money to spend. Again, I'm not Marty. And then there was the Begode Panther. I liked all of the reports about the Panther, how it handles like a much smaller wheel. The mid-mount suspension, really good. It's still a big wheel though. It's a 22-inch wheel. I have a Kingsong V13. So, and again, the Panther has, what is it, a 4,400 watt hour? Is that correct? 168 volts. I think it's 4,400 watt hours. So it's a longer range wheel, and a big wheel. I have my V13. I don't feel a need to replace my V13. I like my V13. So then the other wheel that I had been talking about on prior live streams was the F22 Pro. So to me, there's a few things that interest me about the F22 Pro. First of all, it's a Kingsong wheel. I don't own any Kingsong wheels currently. I have Inmotion wheels. I have a Gotway wheel. I have a Veteran wheel. I do not have a Kingsong wheel. The last Kingsong wheel that I owned was my S22. So that was appealing. But then when you look at there's things about the F22 Pro that set it aside. The suspension being on all four corners, as mentioned just a couple minutes ago, has the effect based on what specifically Wrongway talked about this a lot. The other reviews have not mentioned this, but he said that it just feels super, super solid. He notices zero flex with that configuration. It makes sense, right? Having those four posts on the exterior of the frame of the wheel, it just stiffens it up, makes it very, very different, and it's something that is not out there. There's no wheels that have it, so that is interesting to me. And less important, but still interesting, is it's the highest voltage wheel that's out there, 176 volts and change, right? So it's the highest voltage currently available. I have no doubt that it's going to be eclipsed soon by somebody. But right now it is the highest voltage wheel out there, so that's interesting. Do I care how fast it goes? Do I need to go 6? I think it says on let's share this on the Alien Ride site. It says that it's gone as fast as 55 plus GPS verified with a lift speed of 81 miles an hour. And I guess that they are saying that it could go up into the 60s, but evidently they have not pushed it that far, it looks like. It comes with a 10 amp charger. As far as I know, there hasn't been another wheel that their stock charger has been 10 amps. Charges the battery very quickly. 3,108 watt hour battery, good size battery. I believe in Wrongway's video with him riding, not trying to squeeze range. He said he got 100 kilometers, which is about 60 miles or so. So he got 60 miles riding the way that he rides. The way that I ride, I would expect to get more than that. So that'll definitely be interesting to test. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It has enough different things that maybe decide to do it, and it's less money. If like I mentioned, it's $1,000 less than a Sherman L, list price of 3,400 and change. So it's it's almost 25% less than a Sherman L. So yeah, I mean, there's just this, and the reason I did it now is I know that I don't know the guy's name, but he rode the F22 Pro. He borrowed the Alien Rides demo or whatever, and he did a positive video on it, which is no one knows the guy, but he had positive things to say about it. But then Wrong Way started posting positive things about the F22 Pro. No. Okay. I mean, as controversial as Adam can be, his opinion still does carry weight, and he had a lot of positive things to say about the F22 Pro. He's just said it was fun, good acceleration. Some people have mentioned something about like they thought that the torque was somehow missing, but I saw him doing his 40-degree inclines on the F22 Pro, and it seemed to do just fine. And he really had a lot of good things to say about it, and he was surprised because I guess he went into it with a very skeptical attitude that he wasn't expecting it to be that great, and he likes it. He likes it a lot. And then on top of it, Maribel did a review of the F22 Pro, which was she. Maribel is not. She's not a polished video creator, but you could get the impression that once she got on it and started riding it around, she was impressed. She liked it. So because I saw these people putting positive reviews out there, and because I didn't intend to buy it, but I was going to wait because I knew that it wasn't going to be coming into Alien Rides. Their next shipment wasn't going to be coming in until late in the month, I believe, late in the month in February. So I was going to wait, but then once I started seeing these other positive reviews coming in from people that are respected in the community, I'm like, well, shit. If I wait too long, people are going to hop in the bandwagon, and then I might not get one in this shipment. So that's why I decided to pull the trigger now, just to make sure that I would get this batch that's coming into Alien Rides. So that is the long and short of why I decided to get the F22 Pro. As I mentioned earlier, I don't have a 20-inch wheel, so I think it will fit into my collection nicely. Fit into it nicely. Yeah. Stan says, I heard Kingsong has amazing firmware. That's one of the things that Adam mentioned in his review, that he always has liked the Kingsong firmware. Pedals have no dipping issues when turning. I think he said he rides in hard mode. I always ride in hard mode. Every wheel. It's become kind of trendy, or I don't know, in fashion for a lot of people. They ride the softer modes, like they like that softer mode where you kind of feel like you're on springs. I hate that, so I do not like to do that. I've always ridden on the hard mode, and evidently the hard mode on the F22 is good. So that is another positive. Zweem says the 4 posts don't stiffen it up. The fact that the center is a solid battery pack and it's not divided into 4 pillars of battery. You would almost need to see a teardown, Zweems, to verify that. So you're saying because with center post mid mount suspension that you have to split the battery packs. So you're thinking the battery packs themselves are giving it the rigidity? I don't know. I think we need to see a teardown to make a bit more educated statement on that. I guess all I know is seat of the pants. Adam noticed a significant difference with that configuration. Zweem says also that base in the center allows for better turning. Maribel did say something about that. She thought it felt top heavy. I don't remember Adam saying anything along those lines. I did get a comment when I posted the live stream on my channel asking if I was going to go tubeless in the F22 Pro, because I assume it is not tubeless. And I guess it depends. It depends on how I like it as it is. Based on what happened on the Master, I am kind of a fan of going tubeless, and I do have 2 tubeless tires sitting in my garage right now. I have a Michelin Pilot Street 2, which was on the Master V4, and I have a TNT tubeless, the same TNT tubeless street tire. They're both street tires that goes on the Sherman L. I have that sitting in my garage as well, so I could put either of those on there if I want to try to go tubeless. But I will kind of do a wait and see. I'll see how I like it as it is. Stan, I want to see a video of the F22 against the ET Max. In what way? I mean, top end, an ET Max would still win. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Young Woodland Creature, you're buying it because you can afford it, which is cool. No, I wouldn't say that. It's that is a factor. I mean, if I can buy a wheel that does what I want, realistically what I want or what I need, which is that's kind of hypocritical to say, because who needs, or at least I don't need to have another wheel. I don't need it. But yeah, the price wise, yeah, if I can spend $1,000 less or even more of a difference, getting a F22 Pro than a Sherman L, then yeah, that is a factor for sure. Not the only factor, but it is a factor. Yeah, for sure. Cijic says it's exciting. The stock charger is fast. Yeah, Adam said it's loud, I guess, but he did part of his review. He did a time lapse showing that I think he went from zero to full in 2 hours. So with a 3,100 watt hour battery with a stock charger, that's unheard of. So that is cool. I mean, it seems like Kingsong's made some good decisions. The trolley handle, and the trolley handles is good. Some people care about that a lot. Some people don't. But it has a solid trolley handle. Why are Inmotion and Kingsong allowed to keep their included pads for the EUCs, but Librachem can't? I think Begode did some sort of lawsuit just to F over Librachem, which resulted in them not being allowed to include pads, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I remember hearing that story a little while ago, like last year, maybe. So yeah, I think that's why. I think Begode's just trying to screw with Librachem. PJ says, considering how much of a drama queen Wrong Way likes to be, you're probably right. He could have listed a bunch of complaints about the F22, but instead he liked it. Yeah. I mean, obviously Adam is not shy about pointing out things he does not like about wheels. And depending on who you ask, some people may think that they're justified, not justified, or not justified. But the point is he is not shy about sharing his opinion. And he has a lot of knowledge about wheels. He's an excellent rider. He's had a lot of experience. So drama aside, what he says carries weight. And the fact that he had so many positive things to say about the F22 significant. At least to me, it's significant. So I'm hoping it translates into a wheel that I'm happy with. Christopher Hart says the F22 looks amazing aesthetic-wise. Can definitely be a Lynx replacement, but my next wheel needs to be long range. Well, I don't know. I guess that depends what your definition of long range is. The F22 can be charged up to 20 amps. So you could slap a fast charger on there, and like if you were needing to go on a very long ride, you could fast charge it even faster than 10 amps. Crazy Eyes gotten used to soft mode on relaxed longer rides, hard mode for off-road and racing. To be quite honest, I haven't used soft mode in forever. When I tried it, and it's been years, literally. But I don't know. I'm the kind of person usually, if I like something, I will stick with it. You know, like a kind of a if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. So. Zweem says the battery is denser than a suspension post. All the battery mass is condensed closer to the fulcrum than any other wheel with suspension. That's true. Yeah, it's true. I wonder if those. Yeah, I don't know enough about the wheel if it's in like metal battery boxes. I don't know. I haven't seen a teardown of that wheel. Jeremy says you have to take it to the swamp. I'm interested in slower off-road performance. I wonder if weight will be a factor. Yeah, sure I will. Yeah, because it's a 100-pound wheel, right? It's not light. It's not a light wheel. Steph, one wheel. How many wheels do you have, and do you plan on getting more? I mentioned earlier I currently have 5 wheels. The F22 Pro will be my 6th wheel. My current wheels are the V13, the Veteran Patent, Gotway M10-3, Inmotion. I said a V10. It's not a V10. I have an Inmotion V8S. I blanked out there. I have an Inmotion V8S, and I have the Inmotion E20, the dual wheel thing, which has its own niche, in my opinion. So yeah, if you count the E20, I have 5 wheels. Once the F22 Pro arrives, I will have 6. And that is more than enough for me based on the amount of time that I get to ride nowadays. Did you pay attention to the price difference in the price of the NOSFIT Aero and the Extreme Bull Rocket? Well, yeah, the Aero is supposed to be $18.99, right? Isn't that correct? $18.99, and the Rocket is $2,200. So it's roughly $300 difference. So performance-wise, I mean, you're getting significantly more performance for that $300. So yeah, I don't plan to buy either of those wheels. I think I don't know. It doesn't appeal to my use case, although it may appeal to lots of other people's use cases, not just mine. Oh shit, Vibes is here, man. EUC Vibes in the house. Vibes, man. Vibes is like dropped out the EUC scene, man. He's all about the freaking photo booth stuff. Man, Vibes is here though. Vibes says the F22 is looking pretty sweet. Maybe it was worth the wait. I still ride my S22 daily. Good, man. You haven't bent that new gold rim? Good. I'm glad, dude. I know you love that thing. Vive says that Zweems is condensed closer to his own fulcrum. Gotcha. Viking says, initial impressions from Wrong Way. He said he would find some things to complain about later. Well, yeah, he always does. But I mean, it was a pretty lengthy review he did that covered a lot of stuff. And there were some nitpicky things, but nothing, like how the top angle was like bothering his leg and he put the padding on it. But I mean, everything was pretty minor. Leo says fast charging is good, but should not be done constantly to prevent to preserve the longevity of batteries. Yeah, that's always been the case, right? Like I don't typically fast charge. I've never charged over 10 amps ever. And typically I'll just throw it on the stock charger, unless I have a need to be able to charge it faster. But typically I will not. There are people that fast charge all the time. And it's well established that consistent fast charging will diminish your battery life. So saying that with Teslas, I think that there's been like a mixed opinion on battery life for people that exclusively are charging at superchargers, which is very fast charging, versus like charging at lower rates at home. Some people say that they haven't seen a negative impact to lots and lots of supercharging. Some people have. So again, just depends who you ask, I guess. Oh, Viking still has an S22 as well. Cool. My S22. I think my S22 is part of that trade that I did. It was. I traded my S22 and what was the other wheel I traded? I don't even remember. Oh, my S22 and the V10F to Jayton. Jayton, who is like the barter, he's like the barter king of the PEV community. Like every other day I look on there and he's like trying to work out a trade with either EUCs or one wheel stuff or float wheels. It's crazy. The guy barters like mad. Just in case we have new people in here, take a second to hit the like button on the stream if you don't mind. I have that pinned to the live chat. And if you are not already a subscriber to my YouTube channel and you would like to be, I would appreciate that. I'm 14 or 15 away from 15,000 subscribers. I'm trying to hit that milestone. So if you want to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Joe Thompson, I never updated the firmware on my links, never had any issues. I thought the latest firmware, I thought it was all about the dipping behavior, right, when turning on the links. I thought that was the major thing that the latest firmware on the links was supposed to address. I don't know that Larry's in here, but I don't know that Larry has updated the firmware on his links or not. But I would suspect that Larry's riding style, it wouldn't be an issue either. So Sijic says the only thing that keeps me from the F22 is because of the grunting when going up steps in the wrong way video. Okay, so what, that makes you feel like it doesn't have enough torque for the kind of riding you do? Is that what you think? I saw that and it did not concern me at all. And like I said, he was doing crazy inclines with it. So yeah, I don't know. That does not concern me, but again, it all depends on the kind of riding you do and what you require out of a wheel. I don't require my wheel to be able to go up steps, even though that they can. I don't do that. Crazy Eye fast charges too much. I tend to charge 6 to 8 amps on the norm. The Master is safe up to 10 amps. I think Dawn told me that she was able to charge the V4 up to 12 or 13 amps, I think, before it stopped it. I think. I don't know. Sometimes I can vary wheel to wheel as far as exactly where that cutoff is. Is this a question to me, Christopher? When are you going to do a group ride to NYC? Oh my God, can you see that, dude? Can you see me riding in NYC? It's funny, like I don't hear a lot I don't have a lot of contact with New York City riders. I talk to Ronan once in a while. Sean and I have talked a handful of times, not much. Mickey and I used to interact a lot, but he's dropped out of the scene, so I don't have a lot of connections with the New York City crowd. I really don't. And I don't see my riding style mixing in very well with what goes on in New York City. Yeah, I could ride up there, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of um, zooming in and out of traffic, especially after what happened to me a few months ago. Where my life basically flashed in front of my eyes when I fell into 3 lanes of rolling traffic and somehow escaped mostly unharmed. Lake Dupont. I don't have it yet. I don't have it. I ordered it when I was the last live stream, because this actually wasn't talked about until the end of the last live stream, where the title of that live stream was "Spend My Money." My intention when I labeled that stream, or when I titled that stream, was I was going to, because at that time, or I guess a couple days before that, Alien Ride still had F22 Pros in stock. They had them in stock. And my plan was I was going to say, okay, I was going to do a poll basically and said, okay, if the chats, if I hit a certain number of people that say I should buy it, I was going to buy it on that stream. I was going to literally buy it. But by the time the stream came around, they had sold out. So I was not able to do it. So I am now in their second batch, which is supposed to arrive later this month. When, I don't know, but later this month sometime. So unfortunately, I do not have one right here to show you. But as soon as I do, I will let you know. Sijic says, I just feel like he hasn't gotten grunting noises from any of the other recent wheels he's reviewed. Well, it has a C38 motor in it, right? Which is a torque motor. The rating of the motor, what is the rating of the motor? It's like ridiculously high as far as the output. Wait, where is it? Let's see. I'm just looking at the Alien Rise description. Yeah, the motor power is rated at 5,500 watts. 5,500 watts. That is huge. With a peak power of 12,000 watts. That is huge. That is. I'm just trying to, for comparison's sake, let me. Let's see. The motor on the Panther. The Panther is a 5,000 watt motor. So, it's a high, that's 168 volt high power motor, 5,000 watt motor. The Blitz is only a 3,500 watt motor. Okay. I'm just looking for, the X-Way, which has tons of torque. It's a 4,500 watt motor. And again, I mean, these are numbers. Sometimes manufacturers will throw out numbers that may not be 100% accurate. But I'm just looking. I'm looking at all of the different high performance wheels right now. There is no wheel that has a rating of 5,500 watts currently. The EX30 was rated as a 4,000 watt motor. The Master V4 has, I think the Master V4 was a 3,000 watt hour motor, maybe something like that, or 3,000 watt motor. Anything else? Anything else close to that? 2,500. Does it even have V13? Oh, he does it. Okay, even the V13. Like, remember the V13 was top of the line, 4,500 watt motor. So I don't know. You might be putting a little bit too much stock into the grunting. I don't know. I don't know, Sijic. Crazy Eye wants to do the Broadway bomb, but riding in Boston is crazy enough on the streets. Yeah, I bet. When I did years ago, when I was still with Cindy, we did a East Coast road trip, and I brought wheels with. And one of the places we did ride was in Boston, actually. Obviously, it wasn't anything crazy, but I was riding on the streets of Boston, and it was a little weird. Like Boston was weird to me. Like it's just a bunch of one-way streets. It's kind of confusing, but it was very busy. And very, very busy. I had my What did I have? I had my original Monster. That was my original Monster was my wheel, and Cindy was riding she was riding the M Super, the 67 volt M Super V3, I believe is what Cindy was riding back then. Viking had a hall sensor malfunction over a month ago. I've been too busy to fix it. You took it for a ride in a ski slope. Okay, interesting. Daniel Duff, are you getting the float wheel ADV too? No, I'm not. I hardly have the time to ride my one wheel as it is. So yeah, no. Float wheels in general are amazing. So yeah, I don't even know anything about the specs of the ADV2, but even the original float wheels are amazing. So I'm sure it's good. Williams, I'll answer that in a question. I'll answer that question in a second. I'm going to go get another Cam and Jack. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. So as Williams asks, why do you need an F22 when you only ride 30 miles an hour? I don't only ride 30 miles an hour. I would say before my crash on the Master V4, my speed was consistently probably 35 plus. Since that crash, I have not been riding as fast. Hold on a second. So yeah, I don't only ride 30 miles an hour, it seems. But I don't typically go. I would say like on a normal ride, like I if I hit 40, it's not for long periods of time. So, anyways, yeah, that's why I have an F22. That's why I'm getting F22. All my wheels. I shouldn't say that. I only have two wheels I would go over 30 miles an hour on right now. My Patton and my V13. Hold on a second. Okay, so Sijic, regardless if the grunting doesn't mean anything, I'm the type of guy who prefers less noise from regular performance, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. If noise bugs you, I guess. But I mean, that isn't. I don't know. Like I was it. I don't remember if it was Maribel. Maybe it was Maribel who was saying that she liked the sound that it was making, like when she was riding it. I don't know. That's a very subjective thing. Very subjective. I think Stan mentioned this before, that there's a rumor that Inmotion's next drop will be a 210 volt wheel. That's yeah, 210 volts. I don't know. Do you think there'll ever be a ceiling? You know, like Teslas have 400 volt systems. Actually, I think the Cybertruck's an 800 volt system. So yeah, I don't know. Is there a ceiling? I don't know. I don't know. Zweems, you've been the Broadway Bomb champion for the last 2 years. Really? No shit. Hold on. I know this is rude. I'm sorry. George asks, no time to ride the GT. Make time, George. I haven't had the time. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not like I haven't had the time. It's just I have not. I just have not ridden any PEVs in the last 2 weeks. Just things come up. Like one of the things that I started to do again in the last 2 weeks. This is since the last live stream. Is I started playing WoW again, which I hadn't played much in a very long time. So I've been going into World of Warcraft and leveling the huge collection of alts I have. I'm almost done. I've been trying to level all of my alts to the starting level of the current expansion. So I was trying to bring all of my alts up to level 70, and I have them all there. It's like 11 or 12 characters. It's crazy, but luckily you can do it really, really fast when you're behind like I am. So I have a little bit to go on one character yet, and then I will have them all at level 70. So I've been doing that. I've been spending some time doing that, and just other things. I don't know, George. It's just it's weird. It's weird how things unfold. They don't unfold the way that you think they are going to. Viking only rides max of 50 kilometers an hour. Yeah, well, that's 50 kilometers an hour is about 30, 31. Zweems, you won the Broadway Bomb on a Blitz 134 and whooped a bunch of Lynxes and 168 volt wheels. Well, that sounds like that would be a testament to your skill, Zweems. How about is that how many wheels do you have? Stan said, whoops. I thought Tarzan was a Broadway champ. I don't know. Yeah, I don't keep track of that stuff. I don't see much from Tarzan on social media anymore. I don't know if he's just not on there or if I'm just not in the circles that he's in. I don't know. Steph One Wheel, if you haven't ridden in 2 weeks, you are not a real rider. We are real riders over here. Hey, I don't know if I'm real or fake. I'm just being honest, Steph. I'm just being honest. I could blow smoke up your ass and say I ride my wheel every day, but that's not true. We ride every day. That's great. That's great. I remember when I moved here, like one of my intentions was like I would ride my wheel to work a lot because I'm only 2.5 miles from work. So I could, in theory, ride my wheel to work a lot. In reality, I have not done that much for a couple of reasons. During the warmer months, there's the chance of rain on a daily basis. So I was concerned about getting dumped on in a thunderstorm. And then, I play pickleball at lunch a couple times a week, and then I usually would drive to that. I wouldn't want to ride a wheel to that. And they're just, I don't know. The bottom line is I've ridden my wheel to work probably, 5 times since I moved here. Not that much. George says, I really can't say much. Don't ride my wheel as much as I want to. I just added a bicycle. You have 7 bicycles, George? I think I saw a picture of it on Facebook. Jeez, dude. I mean, that's cool. I mean, basically, if you're enjoying what you're doing, if you're happy with what you're doing, if what you're doing is bringing happiness to your life, okay, good, do it. Yeah, there is no right or wrong answer there. PJ says, still too damn cold here in Detroit. Yeah, I can imagine. No longer in the single digits, but still only about mid-20s. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be enjoyable to me to ride in weather that cold. Just would not be. I mean, maybe if I had more appropriate clothing, but I can tell you right now, I do not have clothing that would be appropriate for riding in 20 degrees. I do not. Zweems, Duff, do you identify more than you? Are you going to ask me my pronouns next? Zweems, what's my pronoun? Do I identify more as a YouTuber or more of an EUC rider? Well, I was a YouTuber way before I was an EUC rider, Williams. So I don't know. I mean, EUCs are one of my hobbies. I've had a lot of hobbies over the years come and go. EUCs are one of my major hobbies. I think what I've found is I've had less time to devote to them over the last few years for a number of reasons. So, but no, I am an EUC rider. I don't know that I want to identify myself as either. Can I be both, Zweems? I don't know. Can I be both? If you look at my YouTube channel, you can tell that I'm not just an EUC rider, right? And you see all the other stuff that I do. Zweems has owned about, you've won 15 Broadway bombs? What? And Tarzan was the champ one time. Really? Jeez, dude. I think you've mentioned this before, Simon, that you've ridden your wheel to work every day for 5 years, wind, rain, or shine. It's my peaceful time where no one bothers me. Great for my mental health. Yeah. There are definitely advantages to doing so. George is identifying me as a YouTuber that likes to ride EUC. Well, I was a YouTuber first. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess you could say that, George. That's fine. I don't really care what my identity is. There's too much focus on identity right now in the world, right? Yeah. Omni wheel. Sorry, Duff, does anyone know for sure if the EX30 can go tubeless? I would say yes, because if a Master can go tubeless, an EX30 can go tubeless. It's just a matter of having a tire and the right valve that will do it. That TNT tire that I put in the Master V4, it's sealed fine. I never even used any tire sealant. I didn't use slime. I didn't use anything like that. No armadillos. And it's sealed fine. So, yeah, it can. My issue was getting it seated, like centered correctly. Like it always felt like it had a little bit of a hump in it. Like I didn't have it quite centered like the way it should be. But yeah, I would think the same thing would apply to an EX30 that would apply to a Master, since they use the same tires. EX30 has a V40 motor versus I think my Master V4 had a C38, I believe. So I would think the answer is yes, you could do it. But don't quote me on that. Zweems has owned 15 wheels. Okay. Yeah, I mean, since I started, I've never bothered to count more than that. Because I started a couple months before Marty. So, 2016 sometime. So you've only been riding for 4.5 years. Wow. That's awesome, dude. So most people in New York City don't own a car. So do you own a car, or do you just ride your wheels everywhere? Simon had his EX30 had an inner tube valve failure a couple of weeks ago. Oh, a couple of weeks ago. Okay. I didn't fall into traffic like you, Duff, but it was pretty scary and sudden. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once I posted that video, I got so many people that Me Too'd it. Like, yeah, I had a tube fail too. I mean, tons of people, which I never heard that much about prior to my accident. So, yeah, it's something that, with a tubeless configuration, a good tubeless configuration, you can't totally eliminate that possibility, but you can make it less probable. And falling into traffic is not a good situation. OmniWheel is looking forward to my videos of the F22 Pro. Oh, that's another thing that I haven't. This has nothing to do with wheels. Another thing that I've considered starting to do videos on is my new firearm collection. I know I'm curious how it'll work on YouTube, because I know, like with YouTube, if you want to monetize something, you have to declare that if it's a firearm related video, because I talked about in my last video how I bought a 1911 A1 handgun, 10 millimeter, that I still have not gotten out to the range to shoot. I do have a couple boxes of ammo for it. I need to buy some range ammo, which is like cheaper ammo that you use when you go to the range, so I can shoot that. But I've been considering doing content on me getting into firearms, which is something that I never did before. But since the last live stream, my buddy that I work out with at the gym, he is an ex-sniper in the military. He's very into guns. He knows a lot about them, as you can imagine. But he turned me on. He messaged me the one night. He says, Palmetto State Armory, PSA, has this tremendous deal on an AR pistol. Evidently, there's some sort of loophole where you can buy an AR pistol without having some of the restrictions that are on SBRs, which are short barrel rifles. I've been learning things about firearms since I started with this. But he said, dude, this is like an incredible deal where you can get this SBR pistol. Let's see, let me show you. I don't know. Can I do this without pissing off YouTube? I'll just show you a picture of it, I think, if I can. Hold on. And I got, and I'll give you some more background on this. I'm just trying to pull up my email. Hold on a second. Yes, I'm 18. Not now. I'm not a robot. Where is it? Okay. All right, so let me share this. That's what I bought. It's an AR pistol. How much is it now? Where's the price at? Oh, they're out of stock now. Okay, interesting. But it was on sale. It was I don't know, like $200 or $300 off. And he said, like, this is a really good deal. It's good bang for your buck. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I trust you, and it's something definitely different than a 1911. That's a five. It shoots 5.56 rounds. Has a 30 round magazine. So yeah, that's actually, I bought it, and that is actually at a local gun dealer right now. The way it works is, like, when you buy a gun online, you have to have it shipped to a dealer. So it's shipped to a dealer, local dealer here, and then that dealer will run your paperwork. They'll take your application, they'll do the background check, and then they do all that stuff. And then once all that stuff is cleared, then you can go and pick up the gun from the dealer. You can't just have a gun shipped to your house, which makes sense, right? But anyways, so this will be interesting. No, I'm not concerned about my personal safety. No, I'm not looking to shoot any live beings, animals or otherwise. Never. But just something interesting and I don't know, something different, and I'll see if I like it or not. I don't know. We'll see. I do have ideas of wanting to buy a shotgun as well. Just I don't know, for some reason. Do I ever think that I would embrace this hobby like my other hobbies, like 3D printing or EUCs? No, probably not. Peachy hasn't been able to ride in a while. You'll have to relearn everything. A little bit. I mean, you'll be a little rusty, but it won't be as bad as you think. It is sort of like riding a bike, but you will be a little rusty. Stan, will you be able to sit in the F22 like your V13? Wrong Way said that he liked the seat that was on the F22, but Wrong Way is able to sit much easier than I am. I don't know. It all depends how high it is. My guess would be no, but I don't know for sure. BE. Is Cayman Jack sponsoring this live? BE, I don't think I've ever seen you in a live stream before. Is Cayman Jack sponsoring this live stream? If not, they should. Yeah. Well, actually, I haven't drank Cayman Jack on stream in quite a while, actually. But I am tonight. Oh, those of you curious what that kind of gun costs? This AR pistol, $399. Normally $600-700. Leo says for the monetizing, maybe you should do guns in a separate channel. I don't know. Like I don't know. What do you think it could affect monetization on the whole channel? I don't know. Because the interesting thing is, like, if you look at gun content on YouTube, I mean, in the United States, obviously, the United States is gun nuts, and there is tons and tons and tons of interest in guns. And when you look at videos on YouTube about guns, they have tons of views, Much more interest in guns than EUCs. Let's put it that way. So I don't know. I guess I have to think about that. If it would negatively affect the channel otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if it does. I don't know. I've never done gun content. So I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I mean, I already have a separate channel for pickleball. I have a separate channel I have EUC Army, which is just PEV content. And then I have Duff 3D, which is just 3D content. But all of that content is aggregated here. All that content lives here. And then I made those separate channels just for people that want focused content. The thing is you can only monetize once you have 1,000 subscribers. So the only other sub channel that I have monetized is EUC Army. The other channels do not have enough subscribers to monetize. The guy says, nice. I only got into EUCs because I thought it would be fun to bring out when I go camping and shooting on the weekends. So there you go. E-scooter and e-motors are just too big. Yeah, sure. I mean, I've seen there's a number of videos out there, people shooting guns while they're riding their wheels. Is it realistic or practical? I don't know. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Stan Rambo, yeah. Should I go get my 1911 and put it in the live stream? No, I won't do that. It's in my bedroom, actually. Unloaded. It's unloaded. You, Simon, yeah, I know, right? Simon, that's the thing. It's a special category that they have. AR pistols, yes. It has to do with the barrel length. If the barrel is, it's okay, yeah, like this is 11.5 inches barrel length. When it goes over a certain barrel length, then it becomes a short barrel rifle and is subject to more restrictions. So these AR pistols are very popular, evidently. People tweak them out. They put all kinds of shit on them. They do all kinds of mods to them, which I don't see myself doing. But yeah, it is. When he first showed it to me, I had the exact same question, like how is that a pistol? And he explained it's a loophole that it is technically a pistol, even though no one would see that as a pistol. Stan says, isn't Florida one of the best places in America to purchase a firearm? It's not bad. Even if you don't have a concealed carry license, I think it's 3. You have to wait 3 business days to have a background check done. or you have to wait 3 business days before a background check is done during that time, but you have to wait 3 business days between when you buy a firearm and you can get it. Like in California, I believe it's 10. I think it's 10 business days in California. So yeah, so in that aspect, Florida is better. And the governor just announced that they're going to have like a gun and ammunition tax holiday in Florida. It's not approved yet, but he's proposing it. I think it's like between Memorial Day and July 4th that you can buy ammo and I guess presumably guns without paying state sales tax on it, or not state sales tax, but just sales tax. Like no sales tax on guns and ammunition. It's a crazy world we live in, right? Crazy world. But yeah, as far as places to buy a firearm, Florida's probably a pretty good one. Crazy Eye says, just don't get caught with it at your shoulder and do not attach a normal stock to it with an 11.5 inch barrel. Yes, I have heard about that. Yes. At your shoulder, what do you mean, open carry? Well, that would be an open carry, right? Oh, I know what you mean. Don't shoot it braced, right? You got to hold it like a pistol, right? But I mean, at a gun range, you wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't shoot it like a pistol. You're just talking about like in I guess out in the public. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I have heard about that, Crazy Eye, actually, and I've seen videos of people demonstrating trying to shoot it like a handgun. It's not pretty. It is not pretty. Leo follows a few gun channels. Yeah, like I was surprised. I guess it makes sense that guns are super popular on YouTube, but at the same time, it's kind of weird to me because like when you monetize a video, like they specifically ask you, does it have gun content? You know, like almost like if it has gun content, they're not going to monetize it. So, but they must monetize it. They must. So yeah, I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to investigate further, I guess. Zweems, do you have any tips on how to not ride? What do you mean, Zweems? It's like technical tips? What do you mean? I don't think I have any tips that would be of any use to you. That's for sure. I do not think so. PJ, okay, barrel length cannot be over. Okay, 16 inches is the length. Okay. Shorter than that, you cannot have a shoulder stock. You are allowed a brace shoulder stock. Okay. Yeah, because I've seen people with these, because these are very modular. So you can tweak them out a million ways. Because I've seen people using longer, more conventional looking braces. So BJ says, even if the ATF doesn't agree, the courts have ruled on this. Yeah, I've heard about the ATF having issues with that. I think it was mentioned in one of the many, many videos that I've seen. Yeah, look here, let me just flip back over here for a second. Like this is an example of a AR pistol that someone has modified. Just like I said, the way that you can modify this a million ways. This is an same AR pistol. They painted it. They put sights on it. That might be a red dot sight. I don't know. Looks like there might be a light down here in the bottom, and a different brace. Like that's an adjustable one where you can like adjust how far back it goes. I guess I've seen those as well. So yeah, you can go crazy with this hobby. I don't think I'm going to go crazy though. I just don't think I will. But it is interesting. It is different. It is different. Larry asking, no. Have you gone shooting yet? No, my buddy actually asked me last week. He asked me if I wanted to go, even though I told him I didn't have enough ammo. I didn't have practice ammo. But he said I could just go and shoot one of his guns. Like he has a ton of guns, a ton. But I had something going on, and he was going again today, I think. But again, this morning I was playing pickleball, so I couldn't go this morning. But I need to get some practice ammo, and I need to do the paperwork on that AR pistol, so I have it. I do not have that yet. So once I have both of those, that's probably when I will go, is what I'm thinking. PJ says the current administration are trying to get rid of the stupid NFA rules. Yeah, I haven't heard details about what they're doing exactly. Crazy Eye says that's a wrist brace. What's a wrist brace? That's a wrist brace on the back? I thought like you flip down this lever here and then that allows you to slide it back to change the length of it. That's a how do you oh I see, like there's a hole down here. What, you can slide your wrist through there? Okay. Okay, so they have to have an opening there so you can say that it's a wrist brace. It is interesting the way that they try to get around the get around the rules, I guess. Interesting. So PJ says, yeah, my buddy also did mention the red dot. And like getting a red dot is not a bad idea. The pic of the AR you showed is a red dot sight with a magnifier. Okay, so that's a magnifier in front of it. So what's that do? Why do you need to magnify the red dot? I don't quite understand that. Educate me, PJ. The guy says ARs are just Legos for grown men. I had my sanity questioned when I owned over 30 of them. You had 30 ARs? Wow. I mean, I do know people that are really, really into guns. I've never heard of anyone that's owned 30 ARs. Wow. The guy. So you've trimmed down your habit down to 4. Interesting. Okay, good. 4 is probably enough. Like I said, I'm getting this. I might get a shotgun just for the hell of it, just because I don't know why. For some reason, it appeals to me. But after that, I don't really see my gun collection expanding further. I need to go shoot them first, right? That is an interesting comparison about ARs being Legos, yeah. Because that's my understanding. Like you can tweak them out a million ways. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can tweak them. So the magnifier is behind, so you can shoot further out. Really? Huh. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of a magnifier. I did not know that. PJ says you can flip the magnifier out of the way when shooting shorter distances. Really? Okay. Huh. Again, learning new stuff all the time about firearms. But I mean, you can get higher capacity magazines with these things. I mean, you can. I know you can get things in Florida that you could not get in states like California for these guns. I do know that. So, okay, let's see. What are we at here? 10:21. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Well, I guess I'll finish my Cayman Jack. I remember my last live stream, like I was going to talk about big picture things, the meaning of life, all that kind of stuff. But I don't feel like talking about that right now. All it does is get me in trouble. All it does is get me in trouble, usually. There's something that is sticking in my head, but I can't remember what the hell it was. I can't remember. All right, so I'll just lean on you guys to give me something to talk about until I finish my Cayman Jack, and then I'll go to bed probably. And see if I can get a good night's sleep. PJ says, yes, I have often said that ARs are basically the small block Chevys of the gun world. That was another hobby that I had for a while is cars. I still like cars, but I used to, I was really into muscle cars. I had a 71 Chevelle. I had a 69 Firebird convertible. I had an 88 Corvette. I had my 2005 Chevy SSR, which is a hardtop convertible with a Corvette motor and a 6-speed. I had a lot of cars over the years, and I was into cars for a while, but now I'm good with my Tesla and my Tacoma, and I really have no desire for hobby cars at this point. My Tesla does enough for me. But anyways, I digress. BJ says you can mix and match parts between them like Legos. I remember some guy that used to work for us. He built and sold ARs for people. Like, I didn't know that was like a part-time business you could have for people. Like, you just buy the parts and build ARs. That being said, you can also, one of the things that I've stumbled across through my many gun videos that I've watched in the last couple months is people 3D printing guns. Now you can only 3D print part of the gun, like the part that's around the trigger. Or what do you call that part? I don't even know. Like the slide and the barrel, like that is metal typically, but you can 3D print portions of the gun, which is kind of interesting. And there's a whole subsect of the hobby that is into doing that as well. And they modify these models and just make them look like bizarre. I've seen some really crazy looking ones, and they shoot. I don't know how durable they are, how reliable they are, but yeah, you can 3D print components for a gun, and they are freely available out there. Crazy Eye says a nice 4-power optic is perfect for most rifle needs. The advanced person is not shooting beyond 200 yards. The average person. I don't know that I would do that. I mean, at a range, are you ever shooting beyond 200 yards? That sounds pretty far. I don't know. Dante, Duff, don't worry about getting in trouble. Yeah. Thanks, Dante. I'm gonna go on your advice, Dante. I'm not gonna worry about it. PJ, I had a 62 Chevy. Oh, Chevy 2. The Chevy 2, wasn't a Chevy 2 the predecessor to the Nova? I think. Like, I have a pretty good knowledge base of older muscle cars, specifically GM cars. I thought was the Chevy 2 the predecessor to the Nova or to the Chevelle? I'm not quite sure now. I've seen Chevy 2s, but I don't remember. But yeah, PJ says how they can be money pits. Yes, they can. They can. That 88 Corvette I had was a salvage title. That thing was a piece of shit. I think I owned it for 6 months, and I was thrilled when I got rid of that damn thing. It was a piece of shit. Crazy Eye says military spec parts are Lego parts. Otherwise, fitting parts can be a pain. Oh, mil spec parts are Lego parts. Okay. Well, yeah, like I've seen these videos of people 3D printing the parts for the guns, and most of them included multiple sessions where they had to go back and they had to do additional sanding, like they would shoot and the gun would jam. That was a very commonplace thing. So it's a novelty. I mean, I don't know why that does not interest me at all to do something like that. But there are people that are into doing that. PJ, the receiver, yes, the receiver. That's what they're 3D printing, the receiver. Thank you, PJ. There is no such thing as a ghost gun. You're allowed to build a gun for yourself. You're not allowed to give cell to someone else without applying a serial number to the gun. Okay. My buddy, my sniper buddy, when we were walking back from the gym, we were talking about guns, and I said, so what's because he said like how he sold guns, and God, what was the stipulation? Like, because I said to him, I said, so what prevents you from selling a gun to just Joe Schmo? Well, you don't know anything about what his background, like does it have to be recorded or anything like that? And he said that I guess there's a certain class of gun that you don't have to do that with. I don't remember if the The AR pistols was one of them. Because I thought a certain class of gun you had to I don't know, you had to go through some procedure to sell that. But like for someone that on the street, you could just sell your gun to them if it was a certain class of gun or lower. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I found that interesting. That they're like technically you're not doing anything illegal if you sell this class of gun to somebody. And I think he said like there's no registration or whatever. You can just do it. I don't know. PJ says the Nova was a package you could get for the Chevy 2. Okay, so the Chevy 2 was a Nova. All right. And then they just started calling them Novas. Yeah. I remember my one friend from high school, he had a Nova. I don't remember the year of it. It might have been 69. I don't know. It was a Chevy Nova SS. And that was a big deal. Had Krager SST mags on it. It had air shocks. Remember all that shit? Yeah. It had all that shit. PJ says it differs from state to state, federal level. A private firearm can be sold to another individual if it has a serial number. Oh, yeah, it can be sold, but like, what is there any documentation or paperwork that has to be associated with that? Like, does something have to be filed so that gun ownership is officially recorded that now somebody else owns that gun? I guess that's my question. But you may or may not know the answer to, PJ. Let's get rid of that. Definitely running on fumes here. Did you guys know that today is EUC Chronicles' birthday? Oh man, now I'm hiccuping. Flip, EUC Chronicles Flip. It is his birthday. So if you have not wished him happy birthday, up until this point, you should. Flip's a good guy. All right, I'm almost done. Oh, I see. Oh, I just got a notification of Larry's. Okay, Larry. We are going to play your clip on the stream. Hold on. See if I can do this right. I can do this correctly. Hold on. Okay. Let's go to Facebook. We're going to... Okay, I got to share this. Then I'm going to mute myself. Okay, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to mute myself, and then you should be able to hear this just fine. So, okay, here we go.
Everybody, how you doing? It's Larry on the signature wheel. Yes, it's the signature wheel, otherwise known as the fly. Otherwise known as the veteran lynx. And we're out riding on a really cold day in Los Angeles. It's 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is cold for me with the wind and all that. That's why I'm not wearing my normal insect carapace, where I look like some sort of monster invading. It's just me. But anyway, I want to check in and wish everybody a happy and safe Super Bowl Sunday. And as soon as it warms up and I'm not burdened with a cold or other illness, you'll be seeing more of me. Anyway, take it easy.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Larry. You might not even be here and not even realize that your video is now on the live stream. It is now recorded on the live stream. All right. Where am I? Crazy. I again about doing a private gun sale, bill of sale for your records in case you need to prove you don't own it anymore. Okay, gotcha. PJ says in Michigan you cannot do that with handguns. Okay. Brian says, happy birthday to Flip. Once in a while, Flip will be in the live stream, not that often. Crazy Eye says, if you sell to someone you know is a felon and can't have one, you're liable. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. The guy, what would you say is the best street cruiser that you can pull off-road duty occasionally? No budget. Oh, wow. No budget. The Sherman L is a really good street cruiser, and I mean they've run that on the dirt out in California. It performed well. So I mean, if we're saying no budget, the Sherman L might be a good choice there. You know, even though it is a heavier wheel, it does not handle like a very heavy wheel. That's one of the advantages of it. It doesn't. It feels significantly more maneuverable than the Sherman S did. So I'm trying to think that what's the travel, the suspension travel on the Sherman L? Is it 85 millimeters? It's not that much travel. But if you're primarily doing street cruising, I mean, the Sherman L is an awful good wheel for that. Really, really good. PJ says 60 degrees cold. Well, I'm just as guilty. I mean, even when it gets into the low 70s here, like I start to feel it. Like if I wear my normal clothing, low 70s, I will feel chilly. So, yeah. Yes, we cry in Cali when it dips to 60. I mean, 60 is winter in Florida. We had a period of 2 to 3 weeks where it was consistently in the 60s and people were losing their shit. They were losing their shit. You know, when we had snow in northern Florida, yeah, people were losing their shit for sure. Charlie, what are some tips and strategies for handling wind when riding? I can deal with it pretty well, but it throws curveballs sometimes. It's a challenge. It's hard. You know, like if you're going at high speed and you get hit by a significant crosswind, that is not fun. And again, it's like anything. You know, the more experience you have, the better you are at handling it. But it is never easy to do it. It's something that is basically skill based, really. When you have situations when you are dealing with it, you learn how to handle it better. But I've had situations where like I'm riding a bike lane on one of the 3-lane roads out here, and I'll get hit by a crosswind, and it'll move me over a foot or two. And you know those bike lanes are only 4 feet wide, so yeah, it can be dangerous. If you can avoid riding in strong winds, it's usually a good idea to avoid it if you can. If you can't, use caution. Use caution. PJ says, I will say this. I found myself several times in my life saying it's about 25 outside today. It's a lot warmer than it was. And then I think you're a complete idiot. Well, I mean, technically that's true, PJ. All right. That's empty. Yeah, that's true. If it's single digits and it's 25, then, yeah, it's 20 degrees warmer. But of course, in the big picture, it's still cold. It's very, very cold. So, yeah, I would never. The closest I've ever ridden is into the 50s, maybe upper 50s, and that's cold enough for me. So, all right, where are we at here? 10:37. I think I'm gonna call it good. I'm tired. Probably the next live stream that you guys see me at, I will hopefully have crossed 15,000 subscribers. If you have not done so already, please hit that like button. Please consider becoming a subscriber if you're not already. And and hopefully the next time I live stream, I also maybe we'll have the F22 Pro. That would be awesome. PJ doesn't want me to go. Yeah, I know PJ, but I'm being realistic. Once I'm starting to feel mentally tired, it's not good. It's not good, guys. So maybe I don't know. I don't know if I have time to ride tomorrow before the Super Bowl. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends. Depends how motivated I get. But and I also will convert this to a podcast tomorrow morning. I will get all that stuff done. If you've never listened to the podcast version of the live stream, it actually is pretty good. You might want to consider checking that out. It is kind of interesting. I have listened back to it multiple times, and it translates pretty well. So, okay. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. I appreciate you all. Have a great Sunday. Go Eagles. Until next time, Duffman out.